All right. So, welcome to the Lesser Known People podcast. I'm Jay Money. I'm here with my other hosts, KY Jelly, Big Cat, Sean, the Magic Carpet Ride. Con Man, the coat rack, is not here today. He's down doing something in North Carolina. What's he doing?
He's doing a someone in North Carolina.
Deep Dick Wizard Sleeve. Okay.
Yep.
That's how they take it down in North Carolina.
Hot magic. Southern magic.
Hot magic. Is it black magic? No, it's Cajun magic.
Southern magic, more skin, wizard.
More spice. Yeah.
More skin, more spice.
I like it. All right. That's how I sell myself on Tinder, by the way.
More spice. It's predominantly pepper, and I apologize.
Yeah, I'm just packing cupboard spices into my foreskin.
I was just gonna say, God, you could really turn up the heat.
It is really, it's very comparable to chipmunk cheeks. That's what they say.
It's like a natural little coin purse. I can just hide.
That's right. Except yours is full of spices and secrets.
And venereal disease, but this is what
That's what makes it so spicy in the end.
right.
That's right. That's right.
A little extra hint of flavor there. Guys, today I found one of my favorite people to do research on. Like, everything about this dude is like this batshit fucking crazy carnival ride, and I love it. So I all I know about his name is that it's Tarrare. And I'm doing it wrong. Tarrare, like, I'm not the best one for the. It's a French name, okay? It's really like Tarrare, but I can't say that.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
It's Tarrare.
Tarrare.
Yeah, right. But like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. This whole thing, okay?
Yeah.
So I watched a couple videos about this guy. I did research, and people are fine with just calling him Tarrare. So we'll just call him Tarrare. I'm assuming that's his last name because that word means tree in French, and in France, whatever.
In French.
In France.
If you mix them together, your sandwich will be more tasty.
I was going to say, it sounds like French dressing and ranch dressing. French.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Midwesterner's delight. That's all that.
How do you describe it?
Give me some of that white people salsa.
There we go. Put that on your spaghetti noodles, why don't you?
To be fair, that French dressing is probably the spiciest I would go. Mayo is a little much for me sometimes on the palate.
That's real.
You are white.
That's the whitest thing I've ever heard.
I've always said when people kind of get into that and be like, why people don't like spice? And I'm like, guilty every time. Like, if something is peppered too heavily, I'm always like, send it back. Can't do it. Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No, but so I don't mean to give too much away about KY, but there is a heartburn condition that you have to look out for.
There is. I've always said, strong physically, I value that, so I work on that. Guts and my asshole are the weakest things.
I was just about to say, because we both have an asshole condition where if it doesn't sit at all, it's out. It's out within 15 minutes.
It's out. I don't know what's wrong. Something is wrong.
Expelliarmus, get out of my body.
You two gentlemen have a compromised asshole.
Yeah, definitely compromised.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel like there are times I am holding a candlelight vigil for my asshole because I'm surrounded by candles and I am farting or have shat, and I need to live in memoriam for my asshole that is currently dying.
I do feel like if I were to ever be gang raped, I would have to give a disclosure. Guys, it could explode on you. It could explode on you at any time. Why would you want to do that to me? It could blow up.
Do it to yourselves, honestly.
It could blow up. Honestly, it would be gross for you. I'm looking out for you. Stop.
Nah.
As fucked up as this conversation has turned, it's actually very relevant to the dude I'm about to talk about.
Excellent. Eating things, shitting things.
Ryan's gang rape disclosure is probably one of the funniest things I've heard in a long time.
So good.
Just
So
guys.
So Tarrare, what is it?
Tarrare.
Tarrare. All right, from French. What's how's his inner workings? How's his GI tract?
Oh my God. This is one of the most interesting GI tracts I've ever done research on. I'm going to tell you, I've done a lot of research on GI tracts.
I got to know how this guy, I got to know his bathroom pattern.
You're about to hear some sick shit tonight. So buckle up. So this dude, Tarrare, so he lived from 1772 to 1798. By the time he was known for having this like unfillable appetite where he just ate everything. And by the age of 17, he had pretty much eaten his parents out of house and home. And they said, fuck you, bro, you gotta go. Okay. So Tarrare weighed all of 100 pounds. And physical description is he was kind of a skinny dude, except there were some weird things going on. Apparently he had this really big mouth with like really fucked up stained teeth and like huge jowls. Like, so apparently at like the height of this guy's eating career, he could fit 12 eggs on each side of his face.
12 eggs?
12 eggs.
No way.
Dude, that's what the internet told me, so it must be true.
It's
It is
true.
true.
That's
It is
true.
true if the
Yeah.
internet tells you that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
I've got to say, you're talking hard boil at that point. You're not going uncooked eggs, jamming them in your mouth, because that's a lot of cheek space for non-hard boiled.
I'm telling you, well,
I do not hard boiled. I'm sure he's a lunatic.
He's
enough.
very gentle. He's very
The
gentle.
1700s. These people were insane.
Yeah,
To
and I
begin.
assume he had soft teeth. You know what I mean? I assume something was growing on also dentally. There was
Or
an
they
issue.
were wood, right? I mean, it might be a George Washington scenario.
could be, yeah. I don't really know. All I know is that his teeth were like, there were too many of them, and they were fucked up in his face. That's
But
really
he-
all I know.
Okay? So just to pause for a second, what's the strangest thing you guys have eaten that should not have been edible?
Cobra blood.
Okay, that absolutely takes the cake right
Yep.
now.
That's first, but you should have gone last, Justin. You should have gone last, and
For
that's
real.
rude.
I was gonna say a ball of paper that I wadded up. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the story? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah. Now I guess we got to hear.
Yeah, because you're the
Fucking Cobra
winner
blood.
right off the bat. Bad etiquette, but that's fine. If you want to continue, that's fine too.
Yeah, we got to hear this.
Yep. Let's get
The
this.
Cabra story?
Cabra, show me the cabras.
Sorry, you're right. The Cabra.
That's
I
a deep
mispronounced.
callback, by the way.
To our big fans, if you've been paying attention to each episode, Cabra, we brought back the Cabra.
Cabra's a callback. Go back and listen to episode 1 in the shittiest audio you've ever heard. I can also now confirm that there are no cobras in the jungle. This guy
None.
was also full of shit because, I don't want to get back on the note, but there are no cobras in the jungle, so the writer of the note, Rob, he can continue to go fuck himself. Anyway, J Money, please tell us the Cobra Blood story.
R.I.P. Antonio. Okay. No, it's not entirely that interesting. So I was in Thailand. The Thai have their own whiskey, and it's fucking horrible. It's turpentine. It's like they put brown food coloring in turpentine, and you just drink that. So what you do is you take a shot of Thai whiskey, and then you take a shot of they cut the head off a cobra, and they squeeze the blood into your mouth. And the cobra blood makes the whiskey taste so much better because it's just that bad.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the taste of blood is superior to the actual taste of the whiskey.
Oh, by far.
Oh, God.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want that.
Okay.
I was going to say before Justin cleanly won that, which, all joking aside, hands down, that is super crazy that actually happened to you. I once had a fight with cookies, so like a food fight with made cookies. They were already baked and everything. One fell by the grossest part of the toilet, which it rolled by the front where the pee drips and then around to the side. Where all
Where
the
was
dead-
this cookie fight happening?
It was everywhere. It was all over the apartment. And then I found the cookie the next day and I ate the cookie. So I had a toilet cookie.
All right.
So there's,
Cookie.
and I don't think that says as much about a dirty bathroom as it does my unyielding addiction to sugar. So there's, there's a lot to unpack there.
I think it's very safe to say, and I'm only saying this because it's the internet and it's true. You can ingest your own urine. You know what I mean? That's a very real thing.
I can confirm there was hair. There was hair on the cookie.
And so that's just added protein, really.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think that might be worse than the cobra blood.
It's worse germs wise, but as far as interesting things to eat, technically it was just kind of a dirty cookie, which is what are you gonna do?
No cobras were killed in the making of that cookie.
That's right. No animals were harmed in the making of the cookie. Only my pride.
Hey, without the cookies, it's just being a monster. You know.
That I think that's a soundbite to a commercial. That's what that is.
All right, let's get on track here.
So Tarrare has an enormous mouth, and he can fit a dozen eggs aside. That's incredible.
He's a shark. That's what we're saying at this point.
Too many. Yeah, he's got shark teeth. Yeah.
So he also had like a really small abdomen, but when he would eat a ton of stuff, and it would like fill up, and he would have this bloated belly. But when he wasn't eating anything and there's nothing in there, he had like this skirt of skin that fell down over his waist. So we had a lot of this like extra flab there. He was kind of like a fat guy stuck in the little guy's body. Really weird. But
that's super strange. That's so odd to think about. What an odd. Sorry, I am quite legitimately surprised to hear that. He had like, it's like if he was fat, he lost a bunch of weight, but he kept kind of the extra skin. But then when he got really full of eating a couch or whatever the fuck he's eating, it would just fill up and the skin would be taken up by his full belly.
Yeah. That's what these reports are. And they did a bunch of like experiments with this guy, like pretty well documented.
My God, it's like a superpower.
So obviously, I mean, I'm sure you'll get to this, but like after he passed the autopsy.
So they did do an autopsy in this guy, and apparently before the autopsy started, they looked into his mouth, and with like light, they could see through his esophagus all the way down into his stomach, just from the throat.
Wow.
So he was like built to put it down. Wow.
Yes.
The fuck?
Oh my God. Yeah. No
He
kidding.
could have just swallowed those eggs whole, like chewing not required.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a duck.
Doing optional.
If you guys thought the eggs were weird, we're about to fucking get some goofy shit going on
God,
here.
bring it at me, baby.
So also, side note, this guy not only looked fucking weird, apparently he stank like shit all day long. There was this quote that one of the doctors he dealt with talked about the way this dude smelled. And I guess it was just awful. And it was like, it was written in the 1700s. So it was like a real fancy way to say someone smelled like shit, you know what I mean? Without saying it.
Yeah. But I mean, so also by 1700 standards and hygiene, he stank among the stinky.
He was like the proletariat in the 1700s France. Okay. Like of the stinky, he was top notch stinky.
Incredible.
A true king amongst men.
So at 17, this guy gets kicked out of his house, and he has this insatiable appetite, and he's forced to like rob and steal to feed himself. So in this time, he's like running around eating out of the trash, like drinking the soup out of like the sewers, like eating all sorts of shit. And then finally, Sideshow finds him, and he starts doing these street performances. And that's where the egg thing comes up. And people would bring him huge baskets of food, and he would just sit there and just shovel it into his mouth all day long. And he was never satisfied. He could never get enough to eat. It was like this weird medical anomaly. And then, so as he's doing these street performances, he ends up developing this intestinal blockage. Go figure.
Crazy.
He's got to go to the hospital. And so in the hospital, they're like perplexed by this man. Like they can't understand why he's fucking nuts, or why he eats so much. They don't understand it. And then there's kind of a blank spot in his time. And then like after he gets out of the hospital, I don't know what he does, but he does at one point join the French army.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the French army, he's actually, so he is fighting. So it's 1792. And it's during the War of the First Coalition. Anyone ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Apparently, like every fucking European country was in this thing too.
Wow. Okay. So that's what he was involved with. I guess. Okay. So timeline wise, that would make sense. He'd probably be of age at that time.
Now, here's my question. In the army, was he given the rank of Sarlacc pit? Just to throw enemies into and consume.
Devour.
So, no, but his weird anomaly did play a part in his military career. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So first, they throw him on the front lines, right? And he's like can't get enough to eat because it's the fucking army and they're not feeding him like all the food that he needs. So he suffers exhaustion, right? And they take him to the hospital. So while he's in the hospital, this is like where they start doing these tests. And the doctors are just like, this dude's fucking nuts. Test number 1, they give him a meal that would feed 15 people. Passes it with flying colors. Eats all the fucking shit, falls asleep on the table.
I like the guy. You eat a giant meal, and then you immediately go anaconda, and you just fall asleep. You don't
exactly.
week and a half.
Hibernate.
I just imagine him laying there with his big fat belly slumped over on this table after eating a meal made for 15 people.
So he was on the front lines. Obviously, he was taken back for exhaustion, which means he wasn't getting enough food. But he was getting as much food as every other soldier, though, right? Like, it's not like they were starving this kid in particular.
Let's starve the fat kid up front. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I don't know, actually. I don't know what the fuck his problem was, man. I don't know if he just didn't digest the shit right or what.
Yeah, it's just that I was thinking like, well, like obviously he's got a big appetite. And it's like, well, I mean, no, that's like not bullshit, but he's getting the same food everybody else gets. He's just not filling his weird smelly flap. And he just gets too tired to fight.
Dude, I want to know what this dude, I don't care how gross this is. I want to know what this dude's shit looks like. I want to see him poop.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
I actually think to get a full test of this, you need sound, you need smell, and you need to see it. You know what I mean? You got to run the gambit of senses because the sound of it coming out has got to be incredible. I imagine like metal noises, like dropping a bag of wrenches on the ground when this guy takes a shit.
All I'm thinking of is the Triceratops dropping from Jurassic Park. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
my
ate
God.
15 people. I will shit for 15 people all at once. This is insane.
Yeah, so if I could go back in time, I'm going straight back to the bathroom in this hospital. I want to see this shit come out of this man's body. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so interesting to me. I just want to know what it looks like. Is it like an owl shit where like everything's kind of like bones and everything are just kind of like packed around this weird purpose?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee you, this guy basically had a cloaca. You know what I mean? Shit and piss coming out one place. His penis basically didn't work because he needed to eat more food to have a
He
bone.
gave that up. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dick. You're just going to be a little bit of scabby flesh right now.
You're ornamental. I got to fill my flap.
Yeah.
The flap covers it. It couldn't breathe, it died.
Yeah.
Well, and you said that even when he was kicked out at 17, he was still a pretty light guy other than when he was fully filled with food. Like he was a smaller guy this whole time. Like his arms, his legs were small size and he would just gut out.
Yep. He never was like big or fat or anything like that. And so that hospital continued to run tests on him for a little while. One of the tests was they gave him a live eel. They were like, just eat this eel. And
Oh my God.
yeah.
Shit.
And he fucking did it too. He bit the head off and he swallowed this bitch whole.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My dude's a baller.
And
I
then
have never been that hungry.
no, never. Then they gave him a cat. Eat this cat.
No.
What? No way.
This guy rips the cat in half, drinks the blood, eats everything but the bones, and then hocks up the fur.
Okay, pause for a second.
Yeah,
Why do we need to
what?
drink the blood? Why is that a preface for this man?
Don't know. But it's
Okay.
not. It ain't the first time you drink blood, and it's not the last time. I'll tell you more about blood drinking.
Okay.
So, oh, wow. Does it say, was the cat alive when they gave it to him?
Yeah, I believe the cat was alive when they gave it to him.
Jesus.
Same way the
Christ.
eel was alive, right?
Right.
True.
Yeah.
But fish, we don't give them feelings.
Yeah, we don't
Cats,
give them
though.
feelings. They have no feelings.
Yeah, they're all eating they eat a lot more seafood and stuff in Europe. And
Pescatarian? Is that what you were asking, Kyle?
yeah, I was gonna say, what's the kind of vegetarian that eats the fish?
Yeah, pescatarian.
I don't know. I don't have a joke, but it's a weird line to me. They're just I don't get it because they're like, oh no, don't harm any animals. It's like, but fuck fish though, and it's like it's like 70%
It's okay.
ocean. And
Kill all the fish you want. Kill all the fish you want. But if you touch that cat, you're a fucking monster, and I will ruin you.
Well, here's how I think of it. Fish don't have eyebrows. Therefore, fish can't express emotion, in my opinion. Kill all the fish.
I don't disagree.
That's one theory. I think that works.
That's solid logic. Should we title this episode "Fish Don't Have Eyebrows"?
Fish don't have feelings. Like the Nirvana. We'll do a Nirvana call in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he rips the cat in half and completely is gross about it. What could possibly be next for this guy?
Okay, so next thing, the army. So he's still in the army, and the army comes back, and they realize that this hospital's doing all of these experiments, and the army's just like, how can we use this guy to our advantage? So the French army hands him a box with a note in it, and the idea is they want him to ingest information to pass to spies on the other side of the battle lines. So an army officer came in and said, "Eat this," and homeboy was like, "All right." So he ate it, and they waited 2 days, shit it out intact.
Wow.
He's a carrier pigeon mixed with a Coke mule, is what he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was no like, they didn't give him anything to suppress the stomach acids. This just came out pro bono.
He was
They had to put it like wrapped in something that they knew would be okay, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't
Fair
know.
question.
I think, to be honest, in my opinion, like just this is theoretical, and if it's true or not, I think he was shitting out most of this shit whole.
Oh, could be, yeah. Because what if that was the case where it was just,
Yeah, and that might be why he was not ever being full, because he wasn't actually digesting the food.
I would be Tums, Gaviscon, H2 blockers, the proton pump inhibitor. I would have they'd be like, Kyle, eat this. And I'd be like, if I eat anything in 6 hours, I'm going to throw up and then shit my pants. Don't even look at me about a note. Don't tell me to eat an MRE. I will die here. You'll lose an asset. And I'm bad at my job. If I was in the army, I'd be bad at it, guaranteed, because I'm a giant pussy. But the moment they were like, eat something interesting, I'd be like, I'm fine.
Eat the cat. This is not going to happen. I'm so sorry. I'm going to pause here. This is where
I'm going to pass. And they're like,
I'll take it. Give me the cat. I'll take this one for the team.
And they've got this human fucking sinkhole they're just pounding this stuff into.
Yeah.
God, that's bananas, man. And so you said wooden? Something was wooden?
Yeah, well, there was a wooden box with a note inside of it. So
Why?
Why corners?
I don't know. Yeah, corners. I don't know how they construct it. It could have been like a roundish box. Like, I don't know. There wasn't much information on it. But
Square butthole. Square box, square butthole.
Yeah, exactly.
He loafs them out, like
Looked at his butthole beforehand, and like the little tools you use in preschool, they were like, "That's a square. Something square will fit out of it."
fully a wombat, shits out cubes the whole time. Yes. So now he's a carrier pigeon, a Coke mule, and he's part marsupial. Very interesting.
So he accepts this mission to be carrier pigeon / Coke mule / marsupial, and he crosses the border into Germany completely unprepared because they catch him immediately.
It's like almost better. Give us a note. He's like, you gotta wait 2 days. Like that doesn't even fight him.
So they caught him, and they're trying to get him to talk, and he didn't talk. And then finally they're like, he was like, yeah, I have a note in my stomach, and I'm gonna shit it out in 2 days. So they chained him to a toilet. The German army chained him to a toilet until he shit this thing out.
My God.
Wouldn't they want him near something where they could control it? Like, it can't flush. We'll lose the note.
Well, it's 1792. I don't think there's
not a lot of flushing.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair.
All I'm thinking of, though, is the scene out of, I think it's Lethal Weapon 2, where if he gets off the toilet, the bomb goes off.
That might be right. I believe that's correct.
You remember that? That's all I'm thinking, where it's just like, oh, shit, I'm stuck here now. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm getting too old for this shit. I do love how there are too many things that remind me of Mel Gibson's mullet. You know what I mean? It's a wistful, beautiful time when that mullet flowed free.
That was a treasured period of time for him. Mm-hmm. That was long before all the Jew hating, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it was there. It was there.
It was just suppressed, I guess.
It was hidden behind the mullet.
Early 90s had quite a few Jew hating going on.
Call back to our last episode.
That's right. That's right.
The last episode, we really hit it.
Yeah. Hashtag Mark Cohen, live forever.
So Tarrare shits out this note for the Germans. turns out the information on this note's pretty fucking benign.
It just says test 18 times. Test.
So they give him this mock execution. They fuck him up and they send him back to France. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're free. So of course he's all fucked up from being fucked up by the Germans. So he goes to this hospital, which is kind of on like the German border. And
Different hospital than where he was, right?
It's a different hospital from where he was. Yeah. So in this hospital, they take him in and they're really, the doctor there is like super interested by this case. So they're feeding him a ton of food left and right, but it's still not enough. So he like escapes the hospital a few times to go eat trash out of the street.
Oh my God.
So they catch him in, so they did a lot of bloodletting back then. They would catch him in rooms of people who were bloodletting at the time, like sucking the blood out of their arms.
Oh my God. What, did he like eat their leeches too? Because he's a fucking monster. He ate those eels. He doesn't care.
My God. Okay. My friend, they caught him like in the basement in the morgue eating dead bodies.
Oh, fuck.
No cannibalism. So
No
technically,
shit.
well, yeah. Oh my God, dude.
So, and then they're mad at him, like, no more eating dead bodies, bro.
Yeah, we hate that conversation. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? To his credit, he took that to heart. Want to know why? Because he stopped eating dead bodies. You know what he ate next? A fucking toddler. Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So like a baby in like the infant part of the hospital goes missing. A toddler goes missing in the night, and they like go to him like, Tarrare,
Okay.
where have you been?
He coughs up a pacifier.
Yeah. Did you eat a baby? No. Are you lying? Yes.
The progression makes no sense to us because I have gone from eating literally anything in sight to dead bodies, then to a toddler. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to know the psyche.
You know what? If they just would have let him eat those dead bodies, that toddler would have been okay.
Yeah. Toddler would have been fine if we let him eat the dead bodies. Yeah.
I mean, late 1700s France, that infant mortality rate's got to be sky high. So
It's already sky high. You're having a child. You were so nice. You were such a nice person.
Yeah. Congratulations on having a child. You just created a human to kill it. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. All I can think about though is like an HR kind of sit down with this guy from the hospital staff. They got like a little binder. They're shucking their little folder. TRA.
Yeah.
We have gotten reports, and I want to hear your side. This is a Title IX safe space. You know, tell me your view of what happened with a toddler. And then he just coughs up a whole baby's arm. And they're like, okay, so now we have your side. We have the side.
Okay. So now this is more recovery than it is actually hearing a case.
Yeah. And the HR guy's like trying to be a buddy. He's like, listen, dude, it's a lot of paperwork for me. Maybe you make it right. Do you have a kid you could give him, that you haven't eaten?
If you can shit this kid out fast enough, you can just give it back.
Give it back. Yeah. We could say it was the plague or something interesting. Like, you know,
You're not digesting it, obviously.
You're not digesting the kid. So he is just hanging out in your tummy. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit him out.
Let's do this. This could be a black mark, but a good start fresh for you. It could be good. It could be good for you. It's a learning moment.
Yeah. So they do have this conversation with him. I don't know how it.
Did you shoot him out faster?
I don't know. They kick him out. They're like, no more being in the hospital because you ate a baby. They kicked him out.
I mean, that's definitely grounds for kicking somebody.
Yeah, that's fair play. I mean, the fact that he didn't go to jail for, I don't know, murdering a small innocent child is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was 1700s France. Like, they had a lot of shit going on back then. So.
Oh, that's a child? That's basically a bag of potatoes. I don't know what to tell you.
So what we're really saying is stay out of the potatoes.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true. Normally babies don't feed anyone, but potatoes do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's okay he took the baby,
So actually, in my notes, I have in bold letters, ate a fucking toddler, ! The end. So
I mean, dude, seriously, that is it is impressive though. He didn't get sent anywhere and that, like, to prison or whatever, or I don't know. I know he wasn't really in the military anymore, but like, I don't know, punished in some way besides, all right, we're gonna stop feeding you for free for weird hospital reasons. Take a hike, sister.
Right. Well, what's crazy though So he was in the army in 1792. He died in 1798 of tuberculosis, of all things. Like, like
Yeah.
not like eating something stupid, but like tuberculosis.
Good
Oh, did
God.
you eat the stuff that was in that keg over there? You're dead. You're going to be dead in a few hours. That's how we kill you. I'm so sorry. This is it for you, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he came into the hospital, the same one, like, hey, aren't you guy that eat that baby? Like, no, I'm a different guy. And then he just died. That's it.
He went back to the same hospital. So he actually didn't leave the region after that.
Well, no, he was like slumming around, eating trash, drinking trash juice.
Here's Tarrare, the baby eater. Shame him. Throw an egg at him.
And he's
Don't
just,
let him smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
it's like, I bet you won't hit me with a rotten tomato.
Yeah, just catching him in his mouth.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, all I imagine is, you ever seen like a dog go when they go at like a hose, and it's just that constant quick biting, angry biting. It's just that with like garbage, people throwing like sticks at him, rocks at him.
And he just eats it all. He takes it all in. Yeah. So, I mean, the gap then, so if that happened in 1792 to 98, then there is a few years there where he is just out there in the wild eating whatever, building his own rapport, his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe the baby was like the light meal. Like, who knows what the fuck this dude ate?
Yeah.
To go back a little bit, when he's eating these dead bodies, which is obviously gross. I mean, there's no question. I don't know what mental disorder and physical disorder he had, but it was something profound,
You
clearly.
speak for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
until you try it.
they're not going to try it. Gray skin is good skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know this.
That's what they say.
But like, when he's eating these dead bodies, how this may be like a gross detail, how much of a person did he actually eat? Did they catch him nibbling on a toe? Was he just sucking a
Hold
toe?
up,
Was like
hold up. I know what you're trying to get at here. Where did he start?
No, I'm not gonna say he started at the ass or the dick, but I actually assume thigh. I always assume thigh.
I'm gonna say he started the dick. Here's
Okay.
what-
All right.
It's soft. It sure is soft and edible.
soft.
Yeah.
You can get through it. You can work your way from. It's like eating. I don't know if you have you ever thought about eating like a pizza from the middle out. I don't know. Give it a shot. Well, actually, you do every time because you pick it up. And
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I mean?
I'm a crust first kind of guy. I only eat cheese filled crust, and I start at the crust.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
sick of-
That's a man who speaks to my heart right there.
I'm a monster, and I'll fight you in the streets over this.
Yeah.
I want to watch.
I
Just
just-
get at him.
After he rubs it across his toilet bowl seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the one taste of toilet cookie, and I can't get over the toilets now.
I mean, this guy ate dead bodies and a toddler, but you ate the toilet cookie, and it's like, you're a fucking monster.
Indeed.
Yeah,
least he
Justin
stayed away
drank
from
cobra blood
bathrooms.
and turpentine, and I'm
Yeah.
the monster for eating a toilet cookie.
Yeah, fuck you, you gross fuck.
Savage.
No, I do wonder though, like, does the coroner or whatever version of that come in, and this guy has eaten like 2 full adults, starting wherever, ending wherever, but he's eaten 2 full freshly dead people, and they're
And is
like, hey, this coffin was full of a person, and now it's just a chattering skeleton. What
Yeah.
the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, and is it when we eat like a fruit or a vegetable where you don't necessarily eat the entirety of it? So he would be eating it, and then it's like, oh, I left some organs in there in the skeleton.
There was some gristle,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a peach pit. He's like, I left a person pit in that coffin you had ready over there.
Yeah. So a
Sorry
whole
about that.
person pit in there. A lot of teeth marks. All over.
Okay, so I mean, but honestly though, besides the toddler, which I mean, I know we're making fun of it, but like that's an egregious crime, right? Like, no one should kill a child. Awful. But like,
France, 1700s. They
yeah,
left.
I know it's like the rules are like kind of fucked at that point. But he didn't go on like a killing spree of like murdering and killing people. So I
Give me your child. Yeah.
like walking in a house and like biting a kid, like truly taking a chunk out. Like, what a weird menace to society. But I guess, what I'm trying to get at is, in that 5 or 6 year period that he's kind of like out in the world before he gets tuberculosis and dies, like, is there a string of like whatever grocery store robberies where there's just a cooler of empty stuff of like,
Yeah.
cans
Is he
with
like
bites
is
in
he a
them? Or,
noted like town criminal? Do we know?
yeah.
Well,
Is there like a rash of like kid bites He's just got a taste of baby and like.
My kid was eaten last night, or was bitten last night, and I'm just wondering. He started on the dick. He came in and ate the kid's dick. That's where he started.
Oh no, little Pierre! Yes, Pierre! Oh no!
Oh, give me your penis!
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
I just wonder if there's like I don't want like a correlating event, a string of events of like, yeah, somebody ate all my garbage and including the can and the bag it was in, and the other dead body I had in there of my own accord is now gone, which I wanted to keep.
We don't have problems with raccoons here, so I can only assume that fucking disgusting dead person eating person that was released from the hospital.
Or like something random, like was there a lot less rats because he was just eating garbage and he was eating rats and he was, you know what I mean? Like something weird.
Yeah, was that his calling card of like, do you have rats? I will come and I will eat the rats. No problem. Because
You don't have to pay me.
You can pay me, but it needs to be in food format, yeah.
The rats and the garbage are my payment. I'm here.
So I was just reading like the last couple paragraphs that are known about this guy. Let me just read them to you because the last sentence kills me. Like the last sentence of this dude's life fucking blows my mind. And like, it just shows you like how much like it sucks that he had to live this life. Also, it sucks that he ate a toddler too, but it's great that the last thing written about this dude is this sentence. So here we go. 4 years later, in 1798, a guy named Tarrare of Versailles Hospital contacted Percy to note that he was one of his one of his physicians. Earlier physicians contacted Percy to notify him that a patient of theirs wished to see him. It was Tarrare. Now bedridden and weak, Tarrare told Percy that he had swallowed a golden fork 2 years earlier, which he believed was lodged inside of him and causing him current weakness. He hoped that Percy could find some way to remove it. Percy, however, recognized that he had advanced tuberculosis. A month later, Tarrare began to experience continuous, there's a crazy word here for diarrhea, horrible diarrhea, and he died shortly after. The corpse rotted quickly. The surgeons of the hospital refused to dissect it. Tessier, however, wanted to find out how Tarrare differed from the norm internally and was also curious as to whether the golden fork was actually lodged inside of him. At the autopsy, Tarrare's gullet was found to be abnormally wide, and when his jaws were open, surgeons could see down a broad canal into the stomach. His body was found to be filled with pus. His liver and gallbladder were abnormally large, and his stomach was enormous and covered in ulcers, and it filled most of his abdominal cavity. This thing ends with this sentence: "The fork was never found."
Oh.
You have all that pus down there. It's hard to find a fork.
Yeah, and that's the issue. I've had that myself. Tough to find that fork. You gotta look. You gotta look.
Look around. Did you try looking? It's in the pus somewhere.
Yeah, one of the surgeons are arguing, and one becomes the wife and the husband because no one can find. Did you look? I feel like you didn't look.
Look again, please. Look again.
The man was a wombat. He probably shit it out in cubes, damn it.
Like a solid square hunk of gold somewhere.
Yeah.
He just shits out a perfectly square, like, golden die. You know, it's just like that cube. It's already got the little dimples in it.
Oh, God.
Around you.
Some child. Sacre bleu. This
golden cube, Mama.
Mama, I found it in a half-digested rat. I don't know. I'm going to say that this guy, pardoning the toddler part, I think he was a hero of the town. I think he ate enough rats to keep the fleas down, to help with the plague, or whatever was coming down.
I want to pause right there. How many rats equate to making up for one child eaten? Do you know what I mean? That's what we got to ask here.
I think you're. Oh wow! I don't
think that's enough.
Yeah, a baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen. I was going to go at least 30 because someone cared about that kid.
Yeah. I know that back. I'm going to use the term back in the day, which is official. That's a timeline. Back in the day, they hired like quote unquote rat hunters. You know what I mean? Because they were so bad, and like a lot of European cities. I'm sure America too, but So this guy, if he was snuffing out rats left and right, if he's 100 rats deep, I think he's square. 100 rats for a toddler.
Madam, I'm the rat eater.
Yeah, and if he snaps into a rat like an apple, I mean, fuck, you can, you know what? Free pass.
People are just telling legends about him. Sakadu, this man, he's just like snapped this rat and like ate him whole. Oh.
Yeah, right. Think about what the rats think about him. Baba Yaga.
Yeah. All the French rats.
Yeah.
This man, he just shows up and he will eat you. Oh, you don't know.
The Pied Piper's like, listen, I went to this one French town and like no rats came out. It was so
Rat-
fucked.
Went to this ratless town. It was fucking terrible. Let me tell you that much.
I made no money.
It's a skinny guy with a weird smelly flap, and he had like rat blood all over him, but he didn't speak to me at all, and I was just piping away, and I had to move on. Couldn't get a dime out of these folks.
I had to move on because they equate rats to babies there, and it's a weird thing they got. The ratio's off there. I'm gonna tell you.
Ratios off. Their kid to rat ratios weirdly high, strangely high. So that's is it Tarrare? Tarrare?
Tarrare, fuck it, we can call him whatever you want.
Tarrare? Wow.
The world's your oyster, man. Make your own adventure.
Call him the baby eater. That's okay.
I'm not. Yeah, Tarrare the baby eater. Also, let's keep it right though. He didn't eat an infant. He ate a toddler. You know what I mean? That's
which
true.
is larger.
That's some body
Wow.
there.
Pounds.
It is. That's a lot more.
Yeah,
It's a bigger penis.
To 20 to 30 rats. At least.
It's a bigger
Oh, God.
penis.
Not by much. Come on, Lord. Little pig in a blanket, like Jesus.
I had to call back, guys. That's
Yo.
a comedic term. That's a comedic term.
That's a comedic term. Yep.
Wow.
Now that's
Masterful.
that's what we call professionalism. That's what that is.
We've been making
What distinguished you between
dead toddler
being a-
jokes for 20 minutes.
I know. It's
The most
bad. It's
professional.
bad. I honestly, I thought it was going to be, and I thought this was going to be some David Blaine shit where this guy just eats like a wine glass, and I'm like, that's interesting. It is, but
No, this was
fucking hell.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate goal for Tarrare is to eat himself out of existence.
Yeah. Ultimately, he is his own black hole. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So is he then more of a Galactus? Is it Galactus, the planet eater? He would just be
Yes.
happy to just
Oh, good call. Yeah.
just snapping it up. Ooh, take that,
So-
nerddoms.
Deep nerd reference.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, baby.
And against all logic, I lost my virginity at 16. Ooh.
So I think that's all I have for Tarrare. In summation, all right, you got a guy, smells real bad, funny face, big stomach, probably fat asshole. Ate a bunch of shit, wound up in the hospital, ate some more shit. Army wanted to use him as a fucking courier pigeon to carry things over the border. Got caught, tied up to a toilet, shit out his fucking thing, got beat up, sent back, ate a dead body, ate a toddler, got kicked out, walked around, thought he ate a bad fork. That fork must have been real bad.
Real bad for it.
Showed back up in the hospital and died of tuberculosis.
Boom, Tarrare, all day.
That is a Hemingway story if I've ever heard it. Yeah. Wow.
Ate a bad fork.
Ate a bad fork. That's some 1700 shit though. To just be
Yeah.
like, yeah, doc, I think I had a bad fork. No, you have a disease. Nah. It's that fucking fork, dude.
I'm
It
telling
was,
you.
it was a bad fork, as opposed to the good forks you've eaten.
Yes. Yes.
That's interesting.
Also-
come out as a cube of metal.
Let us not forget the poor family that is like, we had one nice thing. Who ate that fucking fork? Where the hell's the fork?
This man ate our toddler and then our fork.
He
And
came
he-
back for the fork.
He ate all my pet rats. I told him, all the free reigning rats are yours. The ones in the cage are mine. Those are show rats. And he ate
Obviously,
all the fucking
they're all
rats.
dressed in little suits. I have sweaters for all these rats. Don't eat any of the rats in sweaters.
He's picking a tiny sweater out of his teeth. These rats are so good. It's like, you son of a bitch. First the fork, and now my sweater rats. God damn it, Tarrare.
I can't believe you ate my sweater rats.